Okay, answering the question how to make fried julienne leeks. Now this is this is not an item that you might necessarily serve as a veg. It's more of a garnish for your grilled and roasted and fried and sauteed meats and fish and chicken and fowl and so on. It's a really neat item, and it's painless to make. It's fairly quick, and you can also store it in an airtight container and it stays crisp for whatever period of time, usually maybe up to a week without a problem, okay? So first you're going to take a nice leek like this. Now this is a leek. A lot of you don't know what a leek is, but a leek is part of the onion family. And of course in French cooking this is very commonly used and is in multiple recipes for all kinds of great French dishes. In this country we don't use a lot of leeks. We kind of just onion. So Spanish onions all the time. So we're going to start by, I'm going to start by showing you how to cut this leek. And that would begin by taking the green part off. Now this is great to use in like your brown stocks and so on and so forth as part of your onion additions, okay? So this is good for that, but typically the green part of the leek is not eaten directly or cooked. It's often used for the stocks and the stews and things like that, but then discarded after the cooking process and not used for actual consumption, okay? Now, the fuzzy part of the leek, which has been pre-trimmed here a little bit, I'm going to cut that off. And that's going to go with the dark green bitter stuff. Now, we're going to make julienne. Now, what does julienne mean? Julienne means the size of a small matchstick, and approximately in the length and the width. Why is it that size and not twice that size? Because balancing something on your fork that sometimes may have sauce on it, that's larger than a matchstick, could be difficult, and you might spill something on your clothes while you're eating it. That would be one good reason why julienne is only that size, okay? All right, so we're going to cut this in half this way first. Come on down, Richard. Like that, boom. Cut that in half that way first. Now we're going to cut it lengthwise. And because the nature of the leek is that we don't have to cut it the other way because it's already in thin little layers inside, see? So we don't have to cut it this way. It kind of comes that way. This particular vegetable has been designed by nature for making julienne out of it, if you follow my meaning there, okay? So now, just cut it up like that. Look at that. Now remember, it doesn't matter if you can do this fast, because you can do this slow too, and have it come out perfect. You see? Like that. So doing it fast like I'm doing it doesn't mean you're better at it or you end up with a better julienne. It's just a matter of how well you're directing your knife. Okay? Now, one of the things about the leeks that makes them work better in the fryer is that you soak them in ice cold water for about an hour to 2 hours to crisp them up, if you will, slightly, okay? We're ultimately just going to flour them and deep fry them and then toss them in another bowl with a little salt and pepper, okay? So I'm going to take the leeks that I have soaking in the ice water here. Richard, you can come down here. We're going to dry them off just a little bit in a towel. And I'm going to take the ones that I did just cut and put them in there so we can fry them up and eat them later after we get through doing this DVD. Okay, you notice how they kind of got turned into little curls and stuff from soaking in the water? That's all good. And I have some paper towels here ready to put them on when I take them out of the oil from the frying process. All right, now I'm going to take the leek and we're going to put them into some salt. Into some flour, I'm sorry. I'm going to toss them lightly in the flour. Shake it loose, get them out of the flour. Okay. Now, making sure you got the excess flour off, I'm going to take this off and put it right into the hot oil. Now I have here a little Chinese skimmer, which is especially good for getting this out of the oil. It only takes a second for you to fry these. I would say they're almost done right now, but I want to get them brown. That way I know they're going to be crispy. They're almost brown right now. And here they come. Now, one of the things that a lot of the modern chefs do is they use these and they'll cut them a little bit finer than this, and you certainly can if you want to. They don't have to be as thick as the ones that I made. Is they use these for like angel hair, nesty type garnishes on plates, okay? We're going to take those leeks now that I've drained a little bit on a towel and put them in another bowl. See all that grease that came off of there? And we're going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And we're going to stick a little bit of chopped parsley on just for fun. Toss it up a little bit. And I'll show you what I mean about using these as a little garnish with your steaks and stuff. This is like a fried onion, but not really an onion ring, see? You'll notice how it stands up on the plate. A lot of times you can put this right on top of your steak or next to it. So there you have it. This is fairly easy to do. Let me just take a little nibble on that. These are nice. And again, you can make them like this, put them in an airtight container and keep them at room temperature in the refrigerator, and bring them out and serve them at room temperature on the plate that you're going to serve dinner with. But this is typically a garnish for a plate or a platter, and not something that you would make per se to eat. There's just nothing here to sink your teeth into. There you have it, fried julienne leeks. Enjoy them if you can. I do.